Hello, all my dear student friends. We are studying refrigeration and air conditioning. In this lecture, let us study the Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system, or it is also called as the gas cycle refrigeration. Before we study the gas cycle refrigeration or the Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system, we must know the difference between vapor and gas. So whenever liquid is heated up to its boiling point or beyond the boiling point, then vapor formation takes place. That is vapor. But what is gas? Gas is a substance which is far away from vapor. So if the temperature of the vapor is further increased by so many degrees, then only we can get a gas. So immediately the gas is not converted into liquid, but the vapor, if you cool by few degrees of temperature, the vapor will get converted into liquid. But in order to convert the gas into liquid, we require to reduce the temperature by several degrees, maybe 100 degrees or 200 degrees or even more. So that is the difference between the gas and the vapor. And the difference between the air refrigeration system and vapor compression refrigeration system is that in vapor compression system we are using the vapor. Actually we are using the vapor and the liquid also. It means the working substance, which is called as the refrigerant, is changing its phase from vapor to liquid in vapor compression refrigeration system. But in air refrigeration system or the gas cycle refrigeration, you will find that the state or condition of the refrigerant, that is the working substance, is always gaseous. It is never liquid. At any condition, at any position of the system, in any vessel of the system in the cycle, you will find that it is never liquid, it is always a gas. So that is the very important difference between the air refrigeration system and the vapor compression refrigeration system. So it is called as air refrigeration system because most commonly in gas cycle refrigeration or in Bell-Coleman cycle, air is used as a working substance. So this is one of the advantage of this system, that the working substance, that is the refrigerant which is used in this system, that is the Bell-Coleman cycle or the Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system, is air which is easily available and it is totally harmless. So the components which are used in the Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system are compressor, air cooler, expansion device and refrigerator. Compressor we are using in the vapor compression system also. But here, instead of condenser we are using the air cooler. So in case in air cooler, the temperature of the air is reduced, but there is no change of phase. It is not a condenser here because the uh, vapor or the gas is not condensed into liquid. Liquid formation is not there, only the reduction in the temperature. So in case of vapor compression system, you will find that condenser is used. So due to cooling in the uh, heat exchanger which is present after the compressor, the vapor gets converted into liquid. There is change of phase from vapor to liquid. But in case of air refrigeration system, there is no change of phase and we are using the air cooler. That means the temperature is reduced, but there is no conversion into liquid. Next is the expansion device. Expansion device we are using in the vapor compression system also. And finally, we are using the refrigerator. We are not using the evaporator. We are using the refrigerator. So here the refrigerant will not evaporate by absorbing the heat. Only the temperature of the refrigerant, temperature of the working substance will increase and it will not get converted. There is no conversion from one phase to the other phase, that is either from liquid to vapor or vapor to liquid or gas to liquid, something like that, nothing like that. Okay. So let us see these components one by one. This is the compressor, which is also used in the vapor compression system. Here now we are studying the Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system, in which compressor is also used. So the refrigerant vapor, the refrigerant will enter inside the compressor. The refrigerant is in the gaseous state. Instead of saying vapor, let us say it is in the gaseous state. It enters inside the compressor, and in the compressor mechanical work is supplied. Mechanical work is supplied in the compressor. So compression takes place from low pressure to high pressure of the refrigerant of the working substance. The refrigerant get compressed from lower pressure to higher pressure. The temperature is also increased during compression. So after compression, the refrigerant will enter inside the air cooler. So 1 2 is compression process. One is the entry to the compressor and point 2 is the exit of the compressor, right? So this 1 2 process is the compression process. So 1 indicates the condition or state of the refrigerant before compression, and 2 indicate the condition or state of the refrigerant after compression. Now after compression, the refrigerant enters inside the air cooler, or we can also say that 2 indicates the condition of the refrigerant before entering the air cooler. So the refrigerant will now enter in the air cooler whose temperature is high, pressure is also high. So it will be cooled in the air cooler by bringing it in contact with natural air or water. So this refrigerant after being compressed is cooled in the air cooler, and thus the heat is rejected at the rate qk kilowatt. Okay, so the heat is rejected in the air cooler because cooling is done, and this heat is carried by the cooling water or the air which is used for cooling in this air cooler. So the heat rejection rate in the air cooler, let us say it is Qk, heat is rejected in the air cooler at some rate, say Qk. After cooling in the air cooler, the refrigerant will enter in the expansion device. Refrigerant will enter in the expansion device. So this point 3 represent the condition of the refrigerant at the exit of the air cooler and at the entry of the expansion device. So in the expansion device, expansion takes place. Now in case of air refrigeration system, we can use the expander also as an expansion device from which we can obtain the positive work also. So this positive work will definitely reduce the energy required by the compressor, because this compressor and this expander can be coupled. So whatever energy is required for the compressor, that will be reduced, or for the system the energy required, the work of compression will be reduced. It will be compensated to some extent, not fully, because the work obtained during expansion is much less as compared to work supplied during compression. But some small work it is possible to obtain inside this expander, which can be used as an expansion device in Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system. In case of vapor compression system, we can't use the expander. We cannot obtain the positive work here because liquid is present, and here there is no question of liquid, so we can obtain the positive work by using a expander here after the air cooler as an expansion device. Now after getting expanded, the refrigerant will enter inside the refrigerator. Refrigerant will enter inside the refrigerator. So this refrigerator is also a heat exchanger, just like the air cooler. But here in the refrigerator, the refrigerant will absorb the heat from the surrounding. Refrigerant will absorb the heat from the surrounding. The working substance, which is the refrigerant, will absorb the heat from the surrounding and Due to that, the temperature of the refrigerant will get increased. And what is important is that the temperature of the surrounding space will be reduced, and thus we obtain the refrigeration. Because here in the refrigerator, the refrigerant will absorb the heat, and due to absorption of the heat, the surrounding temperature will be reduced and we get the refrigerating effect. But at the same time, the temperature of the refrigerant will be increased, and this refrigerant will enter inside the compressor. So point 1 represent the condition of the refrigerant at the exit of the refrigerator, which is a heat exchanger, and here this is point 4. So point 4 represent the condition of the refrigerant at the exit of the expander, that is the expansion device, and at the entry of the refrigerator. So these are the four components of the Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system, which is also called as the gas cycle refrigeration system. And in this way, the various components they are working. Compression is done in the compressor. It is rejected by the refrigerant in the air cooler. Then expansion takes place here in the expansion device, and the refrigerant is absorbing the heat in the refrigerator and thus providing the cooling effect to the space which is surrounded by the refrigerator, the coils of the refrigerator. Okay, and finally the refrigerant will go back to the compressor for getting compressed. So this was nothing but the Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system. Now this Q0, it represents the heat absorbed, the rate at which heat is absorbed by the refrigerator. So Q0 is called as the refrigerating capacity of the refrigerator, because Q0 is nothing but the rate at which heat is absorbed by the refrigerant in the refrigerator, and that will be the cooling effect which will be provided by this particular machine through the refrigerator. Now let us study the various processes with the help of the TS diagram. Okay. So first of all, process 1-2. This is process 1-2. In case of the Bell-Coleman cycle, it is the reversible adiabatic isentropic compression. Process 1-2 is reversible adiabatic isentropic compression. See, you can see this is the process 1-2. Here it is isentropic or adiabatic. That means because the entropy is plotted, entropy S is plotted on the x-axis, temperature T is plotted on the y-axis. So here this line 1-2 is vertical. That means there is no change in the entropy. So it is an isentropic process of compression. Now 2-3 is reversible isobaric heat rejection. During the process 2-3, heat is rejected at constant pressure. Isobaric means constant pressure process. Okay. So all these processes are reversible. So here process 2-3 is reversible isobaric heat rejection process. Process 3-4 is reversible adiabatic expansion in a turbine or some expander. Okay, we can also use turbine because we can get the positive work through the turbine. So this is isentropic or adiabatic expansion in the turbine during the process 3-4. Okay, and finally process 4-1 is reversible isobaric heat absorption. It is absorbed at constant pressure. It is absorbed at constant pressure during this process 4-1. So in this way we are represented this particular Bell-Coleman cycle on the TS diagram. Now here we are having the schematic diagram, the PV diagram and the TS diagram, temperature entropy diagram also for this particular Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system. So as you can see, this is the compressor and this is the air cooler. So this is point 1, this is point 2. Point 1 represent entry to the compressor, point 2 represent exit to the compressor. So here you can see 1-2 is nothing but isentropic compression. Ideally it is isentropic. Practically it may not be isentropic, but ideally we consider that it is an isentropic process. So 1-2, 1 is the entry of the compressor, 2 is the exit of the compressor. Here also you can see on the PV diagram. One is the entry to the compressor, two is the exit of the compressor, right? So 1 2 is the process which is nothing but isentropic compression. Okay, you can see the pressure increases and the volume decreases. That means this is the compression process. It is a compression process. Now during the process 2 3 heat is rejected in the air cooler. Okay, at the rate qk. So 2 3 it is a isobaric heat rejection process. You can see 2 3 line, it is horizontal. Pressure is plotted on the y-axis. 2 3 is horizontal. It means it is a isobaric process, constant pressure process. Okay, here also you can see 2 3. During the process 2 3 there is a heat rejection by the refrigerant at constant pressure. So this is a constant pressure line on the TS diagram. 2 3. Now 4 1 3 4, sorry, 3 4. So 3 4 is the expansion process, again isentropic process. So here you can see 3 4, here the pressure decreases and the volume increases. During the process 3 4 pressure is decreased, volume is increased. That means it is expansion process. And here this line is vertical, entropy is plotted on the x-axis. It means it is isentropic adiabatic process. Adiabatic process is that process during which there is no heat transfer, right? So this is the isentropic adiabatic process, that is the process 3 4. It is a process of expansion, right? And finally the last process, that is the process 4 1, is nothing but the process of heat absorption. You can see this is point 4, this is point 1. So heat is absorbed by the refrigerator. It is absorbed at constant pressure. There is no change in pressure. You can see 4 1. At constant pressure heat is absorbed. Okay. So during the process 4 1 heat is absorbed at constant pressure. This is constant pressure line. This is the constant pressure heat absorption line. Absorption process 4 1. Okay. So see 1 2, this is 1 2, then 2 3 it is heat rejection. 2 3 is heat rejection. See 2 3 heat rejection, and here also you can see 2 3. Then 3 4 expansion. See this 3 4 isentropic expansion. 3 4 isentropic expansion. See this 3 and this 4. Okay. So you can just try to match these numbers here. 3, see 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. Okay. So the meaning is same. The indication of the number 3 or 2 or 1 here in all the three diagrams is same. So point, this 1 2 3 4, these are the points. These represent the condition of the refrigerant at a particular position at the exit of from one vessel and entry to the another vessel, right? So this is 3 4 process, isentropic expansion. Finally 4 1, you can see it is the heat absorption process at constant pressure. So this is nothing but the Bell-Coleman air refrigeration system. So thank you, my dear friends.